On this episode of Action Figure Wishlist, we're going, for the first time ever, to the world of wrestling. We're going to talk about the top 5 things we want from the newish Mattel WWE Elite Hollywood line. Hello, I'm DJ from Fan Man Podcast. Thanks for checking out this episode of Action Figure Wishlist. So I do a lot of wrestling figures. I don't talk about it that much because I mainly just collect the ones, my guys from back in the day. But they've done this new thing that I think is really cool. They came up with this line called Hollywood Elite, which is all the wrestlers who have done, movie stuff. So Andre the Giant finally came out as the Bigfoot from the $6 Million Man. They did Roddy Piper from They Live, which is a dope figure. It came out even before the NECA one did. So if you couldn't get this one, you can go get a NECA Roddy Piper from They Live. They've done obviously the Rock from Fast and the Furious and John Cena from Fast and the Furious and some of the newer stuff. We're going to go through, there's a long history of wrestlers doing TV and movies. And so we're going to go try to pick, they're probably not the deepest of deep cuts, but we're going to see what we can do as far as trying to pick out the, not necessarily the best performances, but what would be the coolest looking figures. Okay, so number 5. This is a prime example of cool figure, not good performance. This movie is absolutely horrible. However, they did a WWE Hollywood Elite figure for Triple H from Blade 3. It would be amazing. Mainly because I want the little vampire Pekingese. That's all it is. I want it just for the dog. So, you don't have to even make Hunter. Just make the dog and put it in a package and I'll pay $20 for it. It's kind of a done deal. Okay, number 4. I'm going with, and this movie wasn't bad, but so back in the Monday Night War days, when I was really into it, one of the few things that kept me on the WCW side was Goldberg was my guy. Still am a huge Goldberg fan. I went to WrestleMania to see what's supposed to be his last match when he got squashed by Lesnar, etc. But Goldberg was in Universal Soldier: The Return, I think it was, like the 4th Universal Soldier movie. So give me that figure. It would just be a cool looking figure because, with all the tactical gear and stuff like that. And, you already kind of have the head sculpt. He looks, it hasn't really changed that much. But you could just take the head sculpt off the Greatest Entrance one and slap it on your body and bing, bang, boom. New figure. Okay, number 3. You have to have a Hulk Hogan figure. Hulk Hogan is kind of like the trailblazer for, this whole wrestlers going into the movie thing. Question is, what Hulk Hogan figure do you do? You don't do Thunder Lips because you've already had that a couple times. Do you do Suburban Commando? Maybe. Do you do Mr. Nanny? Maybe. I'm going way off the beaten path just because I want to see if anyone would actually buy this thing. I'm going Hulk Hogan from 3 Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain. Horrible piece of trash movie. I like the original 3 Ninjas from when I was a kid. But I want Hulk Hogan with the goofy costume on. I just think it'd be funny. If not, though, Mr. Nanny and the tutu would be dope also. That's probably the more logical choice. But okay, number 2. Again, I'm picking this one just because they never could make it, but I think it would be absolutely hilarious. And that's John Cena from Trainwreck. There's a scene where he comes out wearing nothing but a towel, and I just think that would be hilarious to have a figure with John Cena with a towel over his junk. Why not? Okay, number 1. This is kind of a no-brainer, I think, to me, but the number 1 wrestling Hollywood figure that I'm hoping they could make at one point in time. Maybe you don't call it the exact name because of the rights with Marvel and all that kind of stuff and Sony at the time, whatever. Macho Man Randy Savage as Bonesaw McGraw from the original Spider-Man movie. Macho Man's my guy. Love Macho Man. Bonesaw was awesome. He was jacked in that movie. So, give me Bonesaw McGraw. Done deal. Easily would be... I can't even imagine if you couldn't find that thing in the store, what that thing would go for secondhand. I'm sure it'd be just absolutely insane because you'd have Marvel guys trying to get it. You'd have wrestling guys try to get it. That would be... that'd be rough. Yeah, if they do make it, hopefully it's not an exclusive or nothing like that. It would just, wide release so I can get my hands on one. But, yeah. Okay, so, quick rundown. Didn't go into these 2 at depth because they're just wrestlers in movies. But like I said, I kind of went off what would be funny to see on a shelf. So number 3, we got Triple H and his little Pekingese from Blade 3. Number 4 is Goldberg from Universal Soldier. Number 3 is Hulk Hogan from Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain, or Mr. Nanny. Number 2 is Naked John Cena from Trainwreck. And number 1 is Macho Man Randy Savage as Bonesaw McGraw from Spider-Man. Okay, everybody, if you like the show, go ahead and hit all the little doohickeys down here, buttons and bells and stuff, let you know when we do new videos. And if you want to listen to the audio show, you can catch the Fan Man podcast anywhere you get your podcasts, SoundCloud, iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify. We're all over the place. So check us out there. Be sure you like to leave us a subscribe and a comment where we get your audio stuff too. We appreciate it. And everyone, will see you next time on Action Figure Wishlist.